test.
All right, here we go.
Okay? 2, 3. Oh.
I was as wrong as I could be to let you get away from me. I'll regret that move for as long as I'm living. Now that I've come to see the light, all I want to do is make things right. So just say the word and tell me that I'm forgiven. You and me, we're gonna be better than we were before. I loved you then, but now I intend to open up and love you even more. This time you can be sure I'm never gonna let you go. I'm gonna hold you in my arms forever. Gonna try and make up for the times I hurt you so. Gonna hold your body close to mine. From this day on we're gonna be together. Oh, I swear this time I'm never gonna let you go. Looking back now, it seems so clear. I had it all when you were here. Oh, you gave it all and I took it for granted. But if there's some feeling left in you, a flicker of love that still shines through, oh, let's talk it out. Let's talk about second chances. Wait and see, it's gonna be sweeter than it was before. I gave some then, but now I intend to dedicate myself to giving more. This time you can be sure I'm never gonna let you go. I'm gonna hold you in my arms forever. Gonna try and make up for the times I hurt you so. Gonna hold your body close to mine. From this day on we're gonna be together. Oh, I swear this time I'm never gonna let you go.
Let me hold you in my heart. Let me say that you're a part of me, and you always will be. I've come to see there's no one else but you.
So won't you say you want me to? Never gonna let you go. I'm gonna hold you in my arms forever. Gonna try and make up for the times I hurt you so. Gonna hold your body close to mine. From this day on we're gonna be together. Oh, I swear this time I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Hold you in my arms forever. Gonna try and make up for the times I hurt you so. Hold your body close to mine. From this day on we're gonna be together. Oh, I swear this time I'm never gonna let you go.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Venice. That piece was beautiful. Thank you. That was a piece that was made famous by Sergio Mendes, a brilliant Brazilian composer who passed away a little over a week ago, and I wanted to do something special for him. And that was a big hit for him, and he's got a couple other things. He had an Oscar nomination for Best Song for something called Real in Rio from a movie called Rio, so you can check that out too, animated. Anyway, I was in Kansas City last week at Unity Village and had a beautiful week. I'd never been before, and I thought a lot about connections that sort of came to me. There's a special feeling I have here when I'm walking around here. I can't describe it. It's just sort of I'm here, and it feels good. And when I went to Unity Village, I realized I had that feeling sort of exponentially. There's this huge feeling that's the same feeling, the same connection. And it made me realize how connected we are to what's going on there. It just seemed like everywhere I ran into, I literally was sitting on a bench at Target. We'd gone out to get some food, and some woman asked me to use my phone, and she didn't have her phone with her, and she tried to call, and then she couldn't call, used a text, and she sees, I give her my phone to text, and she sees Robin Ryder on that, and she says, "Do you know Robin Ryder?" And I said, "Yes, I do," and she immediately thought I was the greatest thing since sliced bread, because I know the wonderful Robin Ryder. So that was cool. Then one of the groups, there was a woman from Miami, Pam, I think her name Pam is Gutierrez, and we were talking a little bit. She's from Unity by the Bay, or Unity on the Bay, and she said, "Do you know Reverend Leslie Ellenson?" I said, "Yes, I do." She said, well, she thought I was a really great person because I knew Reverend Leslie too. So she's a dear friend of Reverend Leslie. So I just was connected. And one of my meditations this morning was it's a gratitude meditation I've been doing with Oprah and Deepak, and it talked about we are all connected to everyone on the planet. There's some people I don't want to be connected to. And that's my spiritual work to find the God in everybody. But I do find the God in you, and that's for sure. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm happy to be back. So here we go. Let's do a little singing. One, two, three, and.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you all here on this beautiful day. I'm Reverend Robin Ryder, your senior minister.
And I am Leslie Ellenson, your new associate minister.
Yes, and we're so thrilled to have you with us today. So, welcome, online family. Thank you so much for being part of us today. And we also want to extend a special welcome if it's your first Sunday with us. Our team has a little bag of goodies to present you, and Reverend Leslie and I would like to just say a quick good morning, so you just need to pop up a hand so we can find you if it's your very first Sunday. So glad you all joined us this morning. That necklace gives us a chance to welcome you, and it also gives you an opportunity to go first in line for lunch in God's Cafe right after service. So I want to acknowledge our beautiful altar flowers this morning. They have been sponsored by Sue Pavlat, and she is celebrating 3 birthdays. Dear friends Joyce Connor, hi online Joyce, Mary Jane Stinson, and Sue herself all have birthdays in this little stretch. So thank you so much for blessing the altar, and happy birthday to all. So as Jamie said, we just returned from Unity Village, so I'm sporting my Unity Village shirt that says, "My spirit sparkles." And today my spirit does sparkle through slightly bleary eyes. We arrived back home at about 9:45 last night. But our purpose for being at Unity Village, there were 15 of us that went, members of the board, the spiritual care team, and the staff, is that World Day of Prayer for many, many, many years was an in-person event on the grounds at the village that people from literally all over the world would attend. And then 2020 happened, and World Day of Prayer went online, and has been since then. And this new staff at Silent Unity has the intention to bring it back to an in-person event. And so this year, we had the honor and privilege. We were one of 4 Unity communities who were invited to bring their leadership teams out in person for a pilot program so that we could participate in the experiences, give the staff some feedback so that they would then be able to launch. And it was a huge and wonderful success. So next year, the entire Unity universe is invited to go to World Day of Prayer. So we had 15 of us from Unity of Venice this last week, so maybe next year, 50, 80, 100? Because being there on that holy ground at Unity headquarters, where there has been prayer going on nonstop for 120 years. It is truly a space where you can palpably feel this holy energy, and beautiful fountains and gardens and prayer chapels and trails, and it's an extraordinary place. So just kind of planting a little seed that next September, it's usually the second Wednesday and Thursday in September, we'll be heading out to Unity Village, and everybody's invited this time. But it was our honor and privilege to be there to support this new transformation back to an in-person experience. So this morning, I'm very excited that I'm going to get to be spiritually fed, because as I was immersed in World Day of Prayer all week, there was not sermon prep time. So Reverend Leslie is going to take us through the next Unity principle, and I get to be spiritually fed, which is a wonderful treat for me. All right, so let's take a deep breath. We are part of this global ministry of healing and prayer. And so if there is a person, a situation that you would like to lift into the holy light of prayer, let's speak those names out right now. And let us pray. Sweet blessed Spirit, we feel your mighty presence flowing in, through, and as each one of us. We feel our connection to all other beings of light around this planet. And we feel your light active and at work in every heart, in every light, in every life, and in every moment. We give thanks for answered prayers in every form. And we affirm and acknowledge your presence, God, as we affirm our Unity Foundation statement on the screen behind me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And so it is.
All right, feel free to join us in a chestnut from Wings of Song. God's love is deep within me. 1, 2, 3, and...
God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul.
I once was restless and had no peace,
Ever satisfying my soul.
but unity gave me my sweet release.
Ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul.
So many times I felt all alone,
Never satisfying my soul.
At the Unity of Venice I have found my home.
Ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. Ever satisfying my soul. Ever satisfying my soul.
Good morning. My name is Amy McEnany. I'm one of your board members. And I have always said how blessed I've been my whole life. So when I opened up this daily word this morning, I was so excited to see the word blessed. All things work together for good in my life. I am blessed. If someone asks me how I'm feeling, I may smile and simply respond, I am blessed. I may have bills to pay, maybe a few aches and pains, but I remain aware I am an expression of God. I know wherever I am, whatever I am doing, God can never be further away than my next thought. Excuse me. While I may not believe challenging events are blessings, I will likely feel blessed when I respond from an awareness of God's guiding, loving presence within me. Sorry, often get frogs in my voice, and one has decided to jump in there. Okay. Rather than reacting anxiously, I proceed calmly and with confidence, trusting divine order. Knowing I am blessed, I radiate faith that I pray helps others recognize the blessings in their own lives. From Numbers 64:24-26, the Lord bless and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.
Good morning, light workers. So happy to see you here. And there are more and more people coming back, I can tell, now that we're almost into the fall-winter season. Today's inspirational reading is from the Unity Classic Library series, and it's specifically from the book Teach Us to Pray by Charles Fillmore and Cora Fillmore. Now, most of us know that Charles and his first wife, Myrtle Fillmore, founded our Unity movement, but after Myrtle passed, he married Cora, and they had a long life and did a lot of writing together. So this is from page 159 of Teach Us to Pray. What we all need is a better understanding of the principles at the very foundation of being, of the spiritual character of God, and especially of the omnipresence of the spiritual principles. Then we need to understand our relation to these spiritual principles and what we have to do to make them operative in our minds and affairs. We must know first that prayer is cumulative, that the more we pray, the more we accumulate the powerful spiritual energy which transforms invisible ideas into visible things. Apostle Paul said, "Pray without ceasing. Do not supplicate and beg God to give you what you need, but realize, affirm, and absolutely know that your supreme mind is functioning right now in God mind itself, and that your thought substance and the spiritual substance of the Most High are amalgamated and blended into one perfect whole that is now being made manifest in the very thing you are asking for."
Gentle with myself, I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself, I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart, I will be tender with my heart, and I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart, I will be tender with my heart, and I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be easy on myself, I will be easy on myself, and I will love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself, I will be easy on myself, I will love myself like a newborn baby child. And I will love myself like a newborn baby child.
Good morning. I'm Chris Dukes, a member of the spiritual care team, and it's my great honor to be here to help guide us in a meditation today. Also be ready here for prayer. Anyone who's got a scarf on today is also willing to pray with you, either down here or anywhere in the grounds that you might catch up with us about a prayer of hope or a prayer of thanksgiving. Whatever you need, we're here to serve. Also, the prayer box, excuse me, you can drop your prayer slips in there. You can ask for a personal prayer. You can have us call you, text you, email you. We then take those home for a week and pray over them and then send them to Unity Village, where they're prayed over for 30 days. By the way, when I was at Unity Village this last week, I had the great pleasure to be up in the prayer room and actually give 30 minutes of prayer on all of the prayers that I've been holding. So just want to let you know how touched I was to be there and be a part of that. So, the Unity World Day of Prayer, the focus is with faith I can move mountains. And the verse is, truly I tell you, if you say to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea, and if you do not doubt in your heart, but believe what you say, it will come to pass. It will be done for you. So that belief is really important, and we're going to kind of touch on that a little bit in the meditation. So if you can empty your hands, if you have anything in your hands, empty your lap, if you have anything in your lap, empty your mind to try to receive some new understanding. If it feels good, close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths. Take it in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And again, inhale through your nose. Exhale, saying God. Inhale, faith. Exhale, fear. Settle into your chair, or your bed, or wherever you happen to be resting right now. Feel the support of that chair or bed, how it's supporting you and holding you, and touching you into the ground and grounding you. Breathe. And when you breathe, you relax and smile. You are supported and safe. God is not a power outside of you, but a power inside you. So again, breathe in faith. Breathe out fear. Kind of wiggle in your seat. Make sure you're supported. And take a moment to think about what our song was. Be gentle on yourself. See yourself as a newborn baby. If you can right now, see a baby in your eyes, in your mind. Might be someone that you know, might be a baby that you just met. And take a deep breath as you look at the child's face. It's hard not to smile when we look into the face of a child. So smile. And look at the fact that Jesus and God and Spirit, all of that looks on us with the love of a newborn baby child. So what I'd like you to do is now change the picture of that baby into you. you're looking at yourself as a newborn baby child, perfect in every way. Smiling down at that baby, the baby smiling up at you. We may not be able to move a mountain right now, but we can be gentle on ourselves. We can be easy on ourselves and love ourselves like a newborn baby child. So in the silence, take that thought and smile at that newborn baby child that is you. In the silence. And continuing to smile and to breathe easily, we start to come back to this space, this moment. And we know that if we're gentle with ourselves, we will only go as far as the slowest part of me wants to go and feel safe. So hopefully everybody feels safe right now, and we can take that feeling back out into the world and spread it. So be gentle on yourself and go easy. Namaste.
And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I will love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I will love myself like a newborn baby child. And I will love myself like a newborn baby child.
Good morning. So a Unity minister was walking around the property and came upon 3 little boys, about 6 years old, who were playing very quietly together. And the minister thought, this is a good time for me to talk and connect with these little kids. So she walks up and says, "Hi, kids, how are you doing?" And they're excited to talk to the minister. And they all say, "We're fine, we're happy, we're doing great, God is good." Minister thinks this is perfect. So the minister dares to say, "So you're all in the early Sunday school class, like a preschool class. Can you tell me, where is Jesus?" So little Bobby goes, I don't know. Okay. And little Frankie says, "Well, I think he died, but then I think he woke up, and I think he walks all around the planet talking to everybody." Pretty good. Little Timmy goes, oh my gosh, I absolutely know, I know. And the minister decides to really pay attention. "Timmy, tell me how you know exactly where Jesus is." "Well, this morning, my dad came in and banged really hard on the bathroom door, and he said, "Jesus Christ, are you still in there?" Speaking of bathroom stories, my fiance and I bought a house right here in Pine Brook South. In the first 2 weeks, it was Shangri-La. Everything was perfect. The house truly is gorgeous, and we do love it. But all of a sudden, the commode, I'll be polite, the commodes decided on their own whether to flush or whether to not flush. And so every day it was like, "Please, please." And one morning, when last night it hadn't flushed, I'm standing there going, "Come on, God, you can do it. Come on, please flush. Please flush." And I'm afraid to push the handle. And I walk over and I'm like so stressed out thinking, it isn't going to work. It isn't going to work. Come on, God. Come on, I know you can do it. And I catch sight of myself in the bathroom mirror. And I am appalled. I am your brand newly minted, ordained reverend begging God to flush the commode. Thank God I was alone. I was mortified. And now I'm mortified publicly. You see, prayer reveals our level of understanding of the first three unity principles. It is a test. Prayer puts us in a situation where we are proving to ourselves and others what we understand about the unity principles. We are continuing our series with the 5 Principles, book by Ellen Davenport. It's a critical book and a foundational book in our movement. Let me review quickly the 3 principles. As Reverend Robin likes to say, God is all good and everywhere present. And we say that in the morning, you know. There's one presence, one power in the universe, active in my life, our lives, God the good, omnipotent. And we say that. And we think we believe it until the commode doesn't flush. And the second principle is we are what God is. We are expressions of God incarnate, and we are like a wave to the ocean, you know? We're the little wave, the whole ocean is the totality, and we forget that we are just a piece of it. And we know in unity that we create a reality with our mind by drawing it forth from the field of limitless possibilities in God's mind. God isn't pulling the strings and making things happen, and that is really hard to accept. We decide what shows up in our lives through our focus, our thoughts, our words, our actions, and by what we allow. We create all of our own experiences. Very hard to accept, but does appear to be true. Quantum physics is saying yes. As you think, so shall it be. Now, prayer is where spirit meets our intentions. And we often think spirit meets or responds to language. But as Reverend Robin has recently said, spirit doesn't speak English or all the other 400-something languages plus on the planet. But spirit does recognize vibration, intention, frequency. Spirit is responding to the energetic vibration you send out. So think for a moment, when I was going, please flush, what was I sending out? My absolute certainty that it wasn't going to flush. I didn't stand there and say, I command you in the name of the God force, you will flush. I'm still not sure that would have worked with the toilet because we're not sure if it goes to unity or not. But there was this moment in time where looking in the mirror that day, I realized, practice what you preach, girl, right? Practice what you preach. The rubber meets the road. And I failed in that moment. Why? I fell into fear. I fell into negativity. And I fell into believing that what happened last night and the night before that was going to happen again, and that I was a victim. We are never victims unless we want to be a victim, unless we agree and allow ourselves to play that victim. Now, in unity, we use affirmative prayer a lot, and you've all done affirmative prayer most likely. But one thing that I don't hear too much of these days that was the foundational practice in unity is to first do a denial. Charles Fillmore believed that if you deny the appearance of something you don't want, that in essence you create sort of a psychological vacuum in your mind, and then you cover it and bring it in and fill that newly empty space with an affirmation. And I like that idea. So a denial, say that you're feeling sick. A denial might look like, I deny the presence of these symptoms to have any control over me. I hereby banish you, and I see myself in perfection, wholeness, and health. That's kind of how it is. You find the experience, you deny its power over you, not that it doesn't exist. Yes, I have some symptoms today of something, but I deny you. I send you away, I lovingly release you, because ironically, those very same symptoms were probably caused by where you went, who you were standing next to on an airplane, all of those things, and you thought to yourself, I hope I don't get sick, and then you get sick. And you're like, why did I get sick? Well, you kind of sort of put yourself in a situation where statistically speaking, it was highly likely. What did you do to help yourself? So it's a combination of what you do in the physical realm and then how you think about it and how you feel about it. In affirmative prayer, we are remembering who we truly are as expressions of the eternal life force. Currently experience a human incarnation, this 3D or third density reality, and we take the time to align our thoughts and feelings with our highest good. Remember that every thought and every feeling is a prayer. Unfortunately, so are our fears, worries, and darkest emotions. They all are part of prayer. And prayers are not actually answered at all. That's anthropomorphizing God, you know, the old guy with the beard who looks like he's the cousin of Santa Claus, sitting on the cloud and expecting to give us a human answer. It doesn't quite work like that, we now know. All possibilities exist equally in the quantum field. And that is where your yes to prayer resides. But how do you get to the yes? This means we need to speak, feel, emote, and work with the divine cosmic consciousness that is energy and motion. So if we think our prayers are unanswered, and a lot of the times we do, and I know we do, I have to, it's because we are sending out a negative or canceling energy. Please flush negative energy. Literally denying our own prayer and our power, or we are attracting less than our highest good from some dark place in our own subconscious. We create blocks to having prayer work. They're made of our fear, our doubt, our feelings of unworthiness. That's a huge one, feelings of unworthiness. Maybe I don't deserve this, right? Even in our prayer life itself, we are creating our reality. So ask yourself, what are you attracting and what might you be blocking? Now, affirmative prayer begins with a shift in our consciousness. It is praying from a consciousness of God, from the higher self that is in constant contact with the divine. I love that sentence. It is praying from a consciousness of God. Deepak Chopra, in his book, The Third Jesus, wrote a very interesting line. He said, at a deeper level, everything is unified and whole. When you ask for anything, the one is asking the one. God is asking God. The God force recognizes frequencies and responds or resonates with the frequencies that we are sending out. So what are you sending out? Is it Morse code, desperation, SOS? Or are you sending out love, peace, and joy no matter what? The God force is not judging. It does not decide who is worthy. The Bible always says the Father's love is for everyone. To think that way, that God is judging you or that you're unworthy, is a belief in the separation. Oh, I'm unworthy. I'm a fallen person. I sin or do error thinking. If you believe that, Why would your prayers get answered? You're on a negative vibration. You're sending it out. I'm too lowly to get this prayer answered. You're praying for $1 million and you're like, I'm unworthy. What would I do with it? I desperately need it. I don't know what to do with it. It'll never happen, and it never does. But there is no such thing as separation from God, and thank God that is true. Because unless you want to believe that, there is no separation out there. The God force, in effect, doesn't even know you left the building. It's always there. So affirmative prayer is whatever we ask for in prayer energetically is already ours. We have been entrusted with a divine power as co-creators. We literally co-create our reality. We don't just fall through life as a victim and happenstance and call everything coincidence. We're actually programming. We've programmed it in advance. Now, the most effective affirmative prayer is very likely wordless. Don't use words. It is an energetic consciousness being projected outwards, which results in manifestation. We manifest what we project. So I often think the strongest prayer is actually a heavy-duty visualization where you see the outcome. When you go into that silent space and picture it, it's powerful. The Buddhists call the perfect silence samadhi, and Lao Tse and the Tao Te Ching says, "Bide in silence, and the radiance of the spirit shall come in and make its home." Isn't that nice? Make its home. I like that word. Prayer is never supplication, begging the commode to flush, bargaining, or pleading. It's actually quite scientific. It's a call and response, but strictly of frequencies, recognizing frequency. So we're like, each one of us is a symphony in sound, and the like frequency comes into us, recognizes its own, and we start channeling that energy. See how that works? It comes right in. You have to meet it, you have to dial it in, or tune into that frequency that meets your situation. In affirmative prayer, we always affirm the truth of God in every situation. In affirmative prayer, we don't recite or talk about the problem itself. That's interesting. We leave out all the gory details. We're praying from the other side of the problem. In a way, we're praying from the future result. We're seeing it with different eyes. We're not here in the situation, suffering, begging, pleading. Rather, we are saying, I totally affirm and enforce and reinforce and command and work with the universe for the highest good in this situation, and here's what it might look like. You literally send out how you think it shall look without being overly attached to the result, because we're not the kind of scientists yet who know exactly what frequency we're all sending out. But when you see it from the other side, as affirmed that it will be, and that has always been what it is, it's a denial of the separation, and it's an affirmation for yourself of our connectedness and our right to manifest what Spirit has for us. Remember that prayer does not change God. God's not sitting there going, that's a pretty good prayer. Maybe I'll grant that one. Oh, look, that one's praying so hard. Nah. Okay, no. Prayer does not change God. The only thing it really does, it changes us inside. It builds up a new vibration, a new consciousness. It raises our frequency. It matures us. It brings the light into us. And as we change or dial up our frequency, we think the prayers were answered. Those vibrations were always there to answer all prayer. You got to hook into them. It's going to be a very scientific process in probably about 150 years from now. Right now, we're still working on really understanding how prayer works, how divine thought works, and how do we truly manifest in this realm. Remember that in Unity, we talk about the law of mind action. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Can we just say that one together? Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. If you think it, it becomes so. Now, when you call silent unity, How many people have called Silent Unity ever? Okay, a goodly number. Silent Unity is going on nonstop for over 120 some odd years. And it's people who have signed up to be volunteers and who are praying with anyone who calls, and they'll hold the high watch. They hold the high watch. That means the highest intention for you. And they don't want to hear all the sordid details. They don't want to hear, my brother yelled at me yesterday and he's so bad, and you know when he was 10 he did this, and I think I'm going to hit him tomorrow. They couldn't care patoodles about that stuff. They don't want any of the sad, sorry, sordid, worrying details. They strictly want to hold the issue or the person up in the divine light. They will never ask for details. In fact, they stop you if you want to unload the story upon them. If you want to do that, take your best friend to lunch and unload on them. And they'll have to listen because, you know, they're your friend. Is there friend abuse? Do you want to know which of your prayers will be perceived as answered? We all do. Then examine what energy frequencies, I'm going to say frequencies forever in my life here, and desires you're projecting out into the world. A very enlightened expression came, we think, out of Greek antiquity and got picked up by many different societies and groups of people. And one of those phrases is, God helps those who help themselves. There's a little bit of resignation in that. Well, you know, I have to do it. I'm not going to count on God. God helps those who help themselves. So I help myself and it looks like God worked with me. No, you worked with God. So you see how that is? That expression is really a recognition of our role as co-creators with God, even though it sounds a little bit tinged with attitude. But remember that that phrase was frequently used by people who were in dire straits, who realized that they had to rise up and help themselves through a catastrophe or a crisis. It's a critical phrase to remember and analyze how you're using that. Now, most of us don't want to believe that all the limitation in our lives are self-imposed. We don't want to know that we're sending out, I am unworthy, and that we're creating experiences to reinforce that belief. I grew up thinking I was the ugly duckling in the family, and I was, I'm sure of it, and it made me feel totally unworthy compared to my 3 cousins. One is watching right now. Hi. Love her dearly, I do. But I always felt like I was the lesser in the family. It was the 3 of them, they were the 3 musketeers, and there was me. And I was all alone, an only child, and they were just living the life. And I was like the one that everybody said, go to your room, go study. And I assumed that meant that I was unworthy, stupid, and maybe even ugly. And I believed it all of my life. Hence, what did I do? I learned how to wear makeup, how to exercise, how to do my hair, and I fought back. And this is what you get. Unfortunately, I couldn't grow myself taller. But this is what I got. And one day I looked in the mirror with no makeup on, and I said, well, for somebody who is tomorrow turning 71, I'm not doing too bad. Yeah, girl power. Thank you. I'll take it. No, that's funny. But be careful what you ask for in life, because you're going to get it. We don't receive an answer to prayer. We allow the answer into our lives, into our consciousness, and into our reality. And there is a Unity 5-step prayer process that we'll cover in the future. I'll probably do more of this, and I'll be doing some sermons in October, and I'll hold it till then. But the steps, and you've heard them before most likely, are relaxation, just like we did today before you go into getting ready for a meditation. You go into concentration. That's an interesting step that we all don't know what to do with sometimes. Then there's meditation in the silence. Realization, that's when you come out and you've had some glimmer of an answer that came out of that prayer, out of the silence. And appreciation, that's really good. Now, Myrtle Fillmore, the original co-founder with Charles Fillmore of our beloved Unity movement, wrote in her book, Healing Letters, Spirit intends you to be a radiating center that will draw to you whatever you need to be well, strong, successful, and prosperous. What a lovely promise. But would you like to know the actual secret to manifestation? Took me 70 years to figure this one out. It's energetically one step above affirmative prayer. It really is. Here's the difference. Here's the true metaphysical secret to manifestation. You have to emote, think, speak, and do 100% of what you want to manifest. You have to be that vibration of it. And here's the clue. Banish every other conflicting frequency from your life. You have to be totally on point. You must be 100% focused and dedicated to your vision. If you're 90%, it'll just slow it down. If you're 80%, a little slower. Now, yes, you have to eat and sleep and do self-care and be a part of your family, and all those things probably take you down to about 60 to 70%. So your 10,000 hours plus to master something and totally manifest something you really want for your life, it's going to take a lot of work. And we forget how much work life can take to manifest our dreams and desires. In essence, we do have to make every worldly sacrifice to achieve what we're truly trying to manifest when the manifestation is something huge. Become a doctor, become a lawyer, become a minister, whatever it is you want to be, the best parent, a great wife or a husband. All of these things, if that's your number one goal, you got to live it, believe it, enforce it, and totally energize that. Your energetic signature must be completely in sync with the vision you seek to achieve and express in the world. Total dedication, and then the God force is right there with you. Thank you.
Two beats. 1, 2.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Be careful what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. My words are prayers, and I am always praying. My words are prayers. I'm careful what I'm saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. My life's a prayer, and I am always praying. My life's a prayer. I'm careful what I'm saying. Choose a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. My life's a prayer, and I am always praying. My life's a prayer. I'm careful what I'm saying. Choose a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there.
wonderful team. Hi, I'm Barbara Brown-Yard, part of the spiritual care team, and it is my honor to present the prosperity message to you today. I may have noticed that when I feel grateful or happy, that I also feel prosperous regarding my finances. This is because prosperity comes from within. I build this attitude by looking for the good in every encounter. If I cannot immediately see the good, I ask Spirit to show it to me. For example, in the midst of a challenging meeting or difficult conversation, I ask for the good to be revealed. I tell myself not to be reactive when I calmly wait for divine guidance that may show itself as a feeling of lightness, humor, or compassion. This is prosperity in action. From within the sanctuary of my being, the light shines within me, and true treasure is found as inner peace and joy. As I give, I receive. Will the ushers please come forward? Now is the time in our service to joyfully support our church with our tithings and offerings. For those who are joining us for the first time today, please know that your presence is your gift to us. If you filled out the information card on the front of the welcome packet, please drop that off in the offering basket as it passes by. Now I invite you to take your gift in your hands and let us join in the offering blessing. Divine love, through me, bless and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am blessed. Amen.
Roads that can take you to places that you've never been. There are people, when you meet them, it's like they have lived inside your skin. There are souls you connect with so strong, a bond that's so deep and so true. That's the way I feel about you. There are times, like a magnet, you're drawn into somebody's life. You don't know what you're doing or why you are there, but you know it's right. There's a sense that the piece that was missing has suddenly come into view. That's the way I feel about you. I believe in this world there is nothing that happens by chance. There's a reason that at just this particular moment you came into my hands, like a gift that you never expected, but you'll treasure your whole life through. I feel about you. Ooh, I believe in this world there is nothing that happens by chance. There's a reason that at just this particular into my hands like a gift that I never expected, but I'll treasure my whole life through. That's the way I feel about. That's the way I feel about. That's the way I feel about you.
Thank you, team, and thank you, Reverend Leslie, for great inspiration this morning. So let's be in that space of gratitude and blessing overflowing in so many forms of good. We're so grateful for every gift and every giver that move into this ministry as the presence and power of God, supporting us in doing our mission in a greater way in the world. So we know how the law works, so now let's open those hands up, because Scripture promises that when we joyously give, blessings come back, heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. For that's the law, and so it is. Amen. And while we are in our space of gratitude and appreciation, I want to acknowledge this week's Sacred Server of the Week is Miss Susan Wheeler, one of our wonderful bookstore volunteers who supports the work of the bookstore. They're accompanied by her beautiful Kylie, and who often is a wonderful helper when she's visiting as well. So thank you for blessing the bookstore and taking good care of us over there. So, couple of announcements about upcoming exciting things. First of all, this evening at 6:30, John Seitz is going to lead the second installment of his 12 Powers musical meditation. He just waved out in the 12 Powers garden, but if weather is an issue, it'll be in the Love and Light Center. So he'll take you through a beautiful. What's the power this week, John? Divine order. Divine order is the power that you will get anchored through his music and his wonderful words. So 6:30 this evening, you may want to bring a chair, a bottle of water, and come and be blessed by him in his next series of that. The next thing is that this Friday is going to be the first of our monthly Reiki-infused sound healing experiences by the group called Sound Alternative, Sharon and Tara, because Carol Hall is doing a lot of traveling now and is no longer able to continue to do that for us. So Sharon and Tara are going to be doing that. So that's this Friday evening at 6:30. Doors open at 6. You are encouraged to bring perhaps a pillow, a blanket, a yoga mat, because we do clear some of the chairs, and you can sit. You can be on the floor, you can sit in a chair, but it's just a beautiful opportunity that just the sounds of gongs and chimes and singing bowls just fill you with the whole vibrational energy of healing. It's such a peaceful, beautiful experience. So plan to join us. It's $25 per person that you can pay at the door. And speaking of that, I'm going to request the assistance of some extra hands today when service is over, if you're willing and able to help us get the chairs stacked. What we need is on this side, the first 5 rows. They just get stacked back on the 6th row. Over here are the 4 rows. And the key to, if you're helping us stack chairs, is that chairs with arms can only go on other chairs with arms. And chairs without arms can only go on other chairs without arms. If you mix them, they'll bend the chair frames. So anybody that's willing to assist, if 10 or 15 of you stay, it'll be done in 3 minutes to just stack 4 rows on this side, not the very side ones, but the center 5 rows on this side. That will prepare the space for this Friday's sound bath. So thanks in advance to hands that are going to do that. And also, it's a few weeks away, but I want to plant the seed and get you thinking. In 2019, I did something that the intention was that we were going to make it a tradition. And then 2020 happened, and it didn't get to be a tradition. But we're doing, in the first Sunday of October, which is the 6th, we are going to do another Homecoming Sunday. And any of you that are tuned into the sport of football know that homecoming is a fall football-centered tradition, but this isn't just about that, and there's 2 components to it. The first component is you are encouraged to come to church dressed representing your home team. And that can literally be a sports team, or it could maybe be your hometown. Or maybe you're team gardening, or team pickleball, or team dogs, whatever it is that you're passionate about. But if you have a particular sports team that you're passionate about, you can deck yourself out in your, I'm actually going to be representing my favorite high school, college, and pro teams all at the same time. So a little bit of fun with that, and my message will be kind of themed around the idea of team. When we did this before, we had a group of women who, one of the things they were passionate about was belly dancing. And so they came to church with their belly dancing shawls that had all the spangles and the beads. So as I said, it doesn't have to exclusively be a sports team. Just represent sort of your hometown team, whatever you're passionate about. And then the other thing is, we are encouraging as many of you as are willing to bring a guest to church. Homecoming. Bring them home to Unity so that they have an opportunity to be blessed by our love and light. And all of our guests will, of course, receive, we're going to kind of amp up our goodie bags that we give out on that day. And all of you that bring a guest are going to receive a very special gift that I have just brought back from Unity Village. So be thinking about that, about someone that you may want to bring to church on the first Sunday of October. It's going to be a fun, lively Sunday. Jamie's already got a few wonderful songs planned. It's going to be inspiring and connecting. So just be thinking. Sunday, October 6th is Homecoming Sunday, where you'll represent your home team, whatever that looks like, and bring a guest, or 2, or 5, so that we can share the love and light that is Unity with more people. So just be thinking about that. It's a few weeks away. Sunday, October 6th is Homecoming Sunday. All right, and just keep an eye out on our email newsletter for all the other wonderful activities that are happening around here. It's good stuff, good stuff. All right, if someone will open the sanctuary door, let's welcome in our young people.
I love the seashells, I love the sandy beach, I love the shark's teeth, I love the manatees, I love the whole world, and all its sights and sounds. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada. I love the fellowship, I love to co-create, I love the Christ light, I love to meditate, I love the whole world, it's such a brilliant place. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom.
And know that God's Cafe is open with a wonderful, wonderful lunch. And again, those of you that it's your first time, you can go right to the front of the line. And we look forward to visiting with you after service. And hope you all have a blessed week. Next week, we finish out our series with the 5th Unity Principle on the edge of your seats to see what that 5th one is, because none of the other ones work without number 5, so you won't want to miss it. All right, so let's stand and join hands for the peace song and prayer for protection.